Hello, I'm Don Mitchell. Welcome back to Business Basics, the book that helps you become the kind of leader who can enhance your organization's effectiveness for customers and beneficiaries by at least 8,000 times. Pretty exciting idea, isn't it? We continue today to look at ways to cut costs by more than 96% for providing a service, producing and delivering a product, or just having an offering that benefits someone as a nonprofit organization. And this is from lesson 28, the title of which is Use Zero-Based Analysis to Create the Minimum Core Offering. And as always, I'd like to begin by quoting from the Bible, in this case, the book of Judges, chapter 6, verses 11 through 16, in the New King James Version. Now the angel of the Lord came and sat under the terebinth tree, which was in Ophrah, which belonged to Joash the Abiezrite, while his son Gideon threshed wheat in the winepress, in order to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said to him, "The Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor." Gideon said to him, "O my Lord, if the Lord is with us, why then has all this happened to us? And where are all his miracles which our fathers told us about, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord has forsaken us, and delivered us unto the hands of the Midianites." Then the Lord turned to him and said, "Go in this might of yours, and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you?" So he said to him, "O my Lord, how can I save Israel? Indeed, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least of my father's house." And the Lord said to him, "Surely I will be with you, and you shall defeat the Midianites as one man." We consider an older concept in this lesson, one that has been applied to cost reduction thinking, zero-based analysis. You may also know this concept as zero-based costing. Zero-based analysis reverses the usual way of thinking, in which many people start by looking at how to remove costs from what is already being spent. Zero-based analysis starts instead by assuming that no costs need to be spent, and grudgingly adds costs only after being convinced that they cannot be avoided. Imagine that most cost reduction analysis begins with a full pail of water, which represents all costs, and uses a dull spoon to ladle out some water. Zero-based analysis starts instead with an empty pail and adds water costs, one drop at a time after microscopic examination. There's a weakness in the way that zero-based mental disciplines have been applied. Some people haven't erased enough preconceptions from their minds about how business should be conducted before starting to add costs. For instance, those who have always worked in nice offices are likely to add the cost of nice offices as essential. Yet we know that most businesses today can be conducted virtually and through outsourcers, so that no nice offices are required. In fact, no offices at all may be needed. Start by considering the ideal best practice for having low cost and high effectiveness as the zero-based level. Make that consideration in such a way that you'll have to think of many different ways that offerings can be provided. Let me give you some examples of what I mean to start you off. First, assume you now offer a product. Can you offer information instead of a product? Products are typically acquired by customers to attain some desired result or benefit. Let's say that you're in the business of providing hair shampoo. It might seem strange to suggest information as alternative to hair shampoo. Nevertheless, several potential applications come to my mind. A shampoo isn't hard to make. You could provide custom recipes for making shampoos that are more highly individualized than what can be bought in a store. Your directions might include how to test hair to identify the most beneficial ingredients and how much of each one is required. The result can be cleaner, more attractive hair than a person would accomplish by using standard shampoos. B. Some people might not want to make their own shampoos, but they would like to gain the benefits of having a more customized shampoo. Your information could explain how to test hair and to mix combinations of existing shampoos to get a near-perfect individual result. C. Shampoos will do less damage to hair if used in conjunction with better hair care practices. You could also describe how to test hair and scalp to identify how an individual's hair should be optimally dried, arranged, and styled, gain an optimal appearance, and have healthier hair and scalp. Developing such information is going to be costly, but the cost to deliver the information will be minimal. If you provide the information in such a way that each interaction requires another visit to your database, you can establish quite a good ongoing revenue stream. So second, let's look at now if you were to offer a service. Can you offer information instead of the service? I remember when personal computer software first became available for analyzing the technical aspects of finding stocks for investment. The programs were slow and awkward to use, but impressive insights were gained. Since then, such software has become very elaborate and is still time-consuming to use. Unless you find all the details fascinating, the effort can feel excessive. The purpose of having the software is to make profitable investments. How could information be a substitute for such analytical software? Well, here are some possible alternatives for your consideration. A, using technical analysis software presumes that the analysis such software provides helps you make better investment decisions. It can take weeks of efforts to determine which technical methods would work best for an individual security. Large institutional investors can afford to do that, but you can't. A software company could provide fast, inexpensive ways to check which technical tools have been best at predicting the prices of each security. With that information in hand, most investors would probably employ bits and pieces of free technical software from various stock brokers and never need to buy any technical software. Your information would help level the playing field for finding good opportunities between individuals and large institutions. The cost of developing the information would be similar from security to security, so that such an information business could start with the largest, most widely held securities that would attract the most customers and add on selectively from there. Serving each additional customer with existing information for security would add virtually no costs. B, another approach would be to provide unique data for making technical evaluations of securities. For instance, such data might include the percentage of institutionally owned shares that have been held continually for over 5 years. Such information in this case would help indicate how much increased buying and selling would affect the price of a security. C, a third method of providing new information would be to supplement what companies report with data that can be obtained in other public sources so that the easiest for stock price shifts could be easier to understand. So let's look at providing information, but you want to reduce the cost to develop information to near zero. This opportunity could be grasped by creating low-cost incentives for information providers for gaining status and recognition. For example, providers might be ranked relative to one another based on visitor notes about how helpful their information has been. If costs were low enough, you could provide the information for free and make your profit from selling advertising on pages that visitors view. Fourth, you now provide free information, but you want to gain more profit from such information without spending any more money. Here, you might work with a partner to make related offerings available to your information site's visitors in exchange for a share of the partner's revenues, payments that would exceed the usual advertising rates. In order to increase profits, the cost of developing the site to add these new revenues would, of course, be borne by your partner. Now let's take the analysis a step further to appreciate what the minimum core offering is that delivers just the right value that customers, end users, and other stakeholders want and can best use. Why is that an important subject? Whenever you provide more than the minimum that people need and desire, you add costs that often harm them and you. Let's look at an example. Many Americans drive a large pickup truck or sport utility vehicle that will take her or him to rugged off-road sites, carry a half-ton of cargo plus 6 people, tow a large trailer, and drive safely at high speeds on good roads. A new vehicle of either type typically costs over $30,000 and burns gasoline as if it were free. Who needs all of those resources? If you cut timber in remote locations, this vehicle might be a good choice. If you're part of a typical suburban family of 4, the vehicle's appeal is primarily to your ego. It simply makes you look and feel more powerful. If appearance is all that counts for you, spend a lot less money by just buying a cowboy hat, gray boots, and a fancy belt buckle. A clever vehicle leasing company might offer a program to use a variety of vehicles after just a little advance notice. You can have a truck or SUV when tasks required it, a nice sports car for high-speed jaunts on winding roads in good weather, an easy-to-park small car for shopping in places where it's hard to find a spot, and an impressive luxury car for taking your in-laws out to dinner. If the leasing company picked up and delivered the vehicle of your choice, such a lease package could leave you with somewhat similar convenience and much less cost than owning or leasing multiple vehicles. That's pretty nice. Let's consider a more extreme example of what we're providing. Many restaurants would like to earn more money per diner. Realizing it's hard to improve food quality and service past a certain level, many restaurants instead raise prices and justify what they've done by providing with enough food for more than one meal. When making such offerings, they don't limit themselves to dishes that reheat well. As a result, you can't eat most of what they serve and often don't want the rest for the next day at home. All that's happened is that you've been sold a lot more food than you wanted or even needed. Food can often be only part of the reason why you chose a restaurant. You may have been looking for a place to relax, a nice environment to lighten your mood, or the chance to spend time with people you care about. It would be possible to establish restaurants that only serve but do not prepare food. Such establishments could instead rely on sourcing food from neighboring restaurants and beautifully placing that food on attractive, properly heated or chilled dishes. With so little to do in the kitchen, the restaurant could be a lot smaller. More could be invested in appearance, and management could focus more on providing superior service. As a result, the cost of the meal might be smaller, yet the experience could be much nicer. Let's look next at restaurants that use the superior ingredients and apply great preparation methods. The cost of such meals can be astronomical. How can you provide such fine meals but at a much lower cost? A restaurant could offer catering packages of partially prepared ingredients that could be finished in a person's home kitchen in half an hour or less by following foolproof directions. Perhaps you get too excited about this idea. Let's further deconstruct it. You don't really need a restaurant to accomplish that result. Instead, a gourmet grocery store could offer high quality ingredients that are prepared partially for finishing at home. Such an approach would take about 90% more costs out of providing the offering than if the restaurant did it. Well, that's not the end either, is it? You could focus on making great dishes so easy to prepare that even I could create them from scratch, and that's saying a lot. Then you're simply selling some of the ingredients and the directions. By taking out any preparation cost, you can reduce the cost by another 40%. That's not the ultimate. You can simply provide the information on a website that explains where to purchase the ingredients in your area, how to assemble the ingredients for a great meal. Well, the cost to deliver the information would be zero. It would be pretty close. Why would any restaurant want to provide such information for people who like good food? If you help people have great meals at home, they are likely to patronize you when they want a great meal someplace else. By focusing in the restaurant on serving dishes that greatly benefit from an expert chef's touch, there's a reason for someone who appreciates superb food to eat out occasionally at such a fine dining establishment. Notes from this analysis that a restaurant can become more effective as traditional roles as well as locate new roles to profitably play in lower cost ways. Here are questions to apply concerning your own offerings that will help you duplicate the mental processes I have been describing. First, who can't use all of what you offer? Second, what aspects can't which people use? Third, how could such aspects be eliminated? Fourth, of the aspects that remain, how can an offering's cost be reduced for a stakeholder? Fifth, how can the remaining costs be reduced even more? Sixth, how can offerings be tailored to be even lower cost for providing just the most important parts of customers' and stakeholders' needs? And seventh, how can complementary offerings provide for more of customers' and stakeholders' needs while further reducing overall cost? What's the key learning from this lesson? You can use zero-based analysis to create 2,000% cost reduction solutions that will almost instantly expand your profits by 20 times by only supplying the minimum core offering while reducing costs by more than 96% or increasing social benefits by more than 20 times of what you will be spending for all stakeholders where they believe they will gain the most profit and cash flow benefits. So your assignments are as follows. First, what aspects of your current offerings add unnecessary costs? Second, what costs can you totally eliminate while still providing the most desired benefits? Third, where can you deliver offerings at virtually no incremental cost and the demand will be large? Fourth, Do you have products or services that you could replace with low-cost information? Fifth, how could you eliminate almost all information development costs? Sixth, how can you gain profits from providing other people's products or services? Seven, how could the appeal of your offerings be focused into several lower-cost alternatives? Eight, how could you employ other organizations to help you provide part of what customers need while improving what you do? 9, how can you add low-cost choices for those who only want one or two dimensions of your offering's benefits? 10, and finally, how can complementary offerings with fewer optional features attract more people while reducing everyone's cost by 96%? So I thank you so much for your attention in this lesson. I hope it's been exciting and interesting and intriguing to you. And if you have questions, please get in touch. But in the meantime, until we speak again, may God bless you, your family, and all you do in the name of Jesus. Goodbye for now. Take care.